Hey everyone, welcome back to Dede's Mediterranean Kitchen. Today we're going to be making Kibbeh Nayeh, which translated means raw kibbeh. Now, don't be afraid of this dish. I've been eating it since I was a little kid. Give it a try. I know you're going to like it. You can get all of my recipes and all of these ingredients at my website at DedeMed.com. You can join my Twitter, my Facebook, or my social network. Now, let's go over the ingredients and put it all together. Here we have some red pepper flakes. I have some dried mint. You could also use fresh mint. I have the kibbeh seasoning. You could find this at my website. I have some paprika. I have some fresh basil, fresh parsley, some tomatoes for garnish. I have burgul #1. I have some ground chuck, very lean ground beef. I have some red pepper that I cut into squares and I actually froze them, and I'll tell you why later. I have some walnuts that I very lightly toasted. I have some onions, green pepper, some black pepper, salt, olive oil, pita bread, and you're going to need a food processor. Now, for the burgul, what I did was I soaked it, actually I rinsed it and then I let it sit with the remaining water after I poured it off. I let it sit for about an hour. The meat I like to use very lean ground chuck. Now you can ask your butcher when you get the meat that you want it very, very lean, and you want it ground about 3 times in the grinder. You want it very, very, very nicely minced. The red pepper, the reason why I freeze it is because it minces a lot better in the food processor. You get less chunks of it, and it's cold, and this dish is served best cold. So you want to make sure all your ingredients are cold when you put it together. Let's start off with the food processor. I'm going to actually put about half of white onion, and I'm going to put a little bit of the red pepper cubes. I'm also going to put a couple leaves of basil and a couple leaves of parsley. And we can at this point also put all of the seasoning because we want to make sure it gets very well blended. Now this dish is served with pita bread and olive oil and fresh vegetables. So you want to make sure you have all of that ready. Let's add some of the burgul, and then we're going to process it. I'm going to put about half of the burgul in just to get it going, and I'm going to turn the food processor and then slowly add a little bit more at a time. Okay, it's starting to smell really good. So I'm just going to push down the sides like that, and put in some more of the burgul. I'm also going to add the salt and the black pepper at this point. And fresh ground black pepper. I love fresh black pepper because it has so much more of a bold taste than when you buy it already ground. But if you don't have it, it's okay. So we're going to blend this a little bit more, and then we're going to start adding the meat. Okay, so I let it go a couple of times. I pushed down the edges and turn it on. I let it go a couple of times until it's almost like a dough. And it smells, I promise you, amazing. So we have that ready. Now we're going to start putting in some of the meat. Put in half at a time. Let it blend up, then we'll put in the other half. Now I finished adding all of the meat. I'm going to add a couple of the walnuts. If you don't want to add the walnuts, you don't have to. You can just omit it completely. But it gives it a little bit of a crunch. Also, because I toasted it, you get that nice nutty flavor. So I'm just going to stir. Okay, so this is all well blended. Now, I have to tell you, some people like to do this by hand. They don't like to do it in the food processor. So it all depends on the texture that you like. I like my Kibbeh Nayeh to be very smooth, so that's why I put it in the food processor. Other people would like to do it with their hands, where the burgul actually keeps a little bit of its shape. So you can either do it that way or you can do it this way. Now, what I'm going to do is you want a nice pretty dish because you want to decorate the dish. So we're going to get some of the kibbeh, just like that. I'm just going to pat it down with my hands and make a little bit of a circle. Just like that. And wash my hands. Now, you can use parsley, you can use basil, you can use mint, you can use whatever you want to decorate this. I'm just going to put a couple of tomatoes. I'm going to put some leaves of parsley in between like that. Then I want to put a couple of walnuts around it. And this is great when it's spicy. So if you like jalapenos or African peppers, they go great with this as well. So just like that. See how pretty that is? Get some fresh olive oil, and you want to put a lot of olive oil on this because that's what makes this taste great. Some pita bread. Let's move these out of the way. And you want to serve it with a very nice, colorful dish of vegetables. Peppers go great with it. Onions, tomatoes, radishes, whatever vegetables that you really like. See? Look how pretty that is. I'm going to take a little bite of it. What I like to do is I just like to get some of the kibbeh, and I like to put a little piece of onion with it, and a little piece of green pepper. You can taste all the spices and the fresh herbs. It tastes amazing. It doesn't taste like raw meat, so those of you who are concerned, don't worry about it. Just give it a try. I know you're gonna like it. The recipe's on my site, so check it out and join me again for DeDe's Mediterranean Kitchen.